there's so many times where people come to me and they say, I need you to sell my business. And I say to them, I don't know how to tell you this, but I can't sell your company because there's nothing to sell. One of the businesses that I built, when I decided that I wanted to sell it, it was really hard for me to understand that something that I spent 20 years building wasn't worth as much as I thought it was worth at the time. And I put so much of my time and energy into it. And so now I'm so passionate about teaching all the people, everyone, what I learned on what is going to make it a sellable business. And like I said, I can't tell you how many businesses that I meet with and I'm like, I can't sell your company because there's nothing to sell. It's worthless. And it's like I'm punching people in the stomach because they're coming into my office. They're rubbing their hands together thinking they're sitting on this multi-million-dollar business, and they realize all the mistakes that they were putting into their business. And one of the biggest mistakes is that they were involved in everything. It was like, who's in charge of selling? They were. Who was in charge of the marketing? They were. Who was in charge of this? It was all wrapped around that CEO. And if they left the company, guess what? It was worth nothing. So one of the things that I always tell people is you want to figure out what you can do better than anyone else. What is the one offering, the one product, the one service that you can do better than anyone else? And when an acquirer looks at buying your business, they're going to shake your hand and smile and tell you all the wonderful things about your business. And then they're going to go close the boardroom door and you won't be invited. And they're going to look at their colleagues and say, should we buy this company or should we compete with it? And if they're going to compete what you've done and what you've built, and they can easily do it, and they can compete with you by lowering the price, then they're going to just say, forget it. We don't need to go ahead and buy this business. It's going to cost them X amount. And they're like, we can build it for cheaper. But if they look at it and they say, look, it's going to cost me too long and too much money to try to build what you've created, that's what you want to kind of build. So when you're thinking, is my business sellable? That's one of the things you need to think about.